Hello, welcome to my live stream. Today we are talking about the Great Resignation. I say that like Oprah when she gave cars away, which now I'm realizing is a 20-year-old reference. And maybe it's not as exciting as getting a car, but the Great Resignation is something that people are talking about. I just watched another NBC News clip about it. It is a buzzword phrase that is going around. So I wanted us to talk about it. Now, if you're watching this live or you are watching this on the replay and you just stumbled across it and we haven't met, my name is Cassandra and I help motivated professionals build their careers through practical tips. And so while we are talking about an event right now, there will be tips for you in this video. So in case you haven't heard of this, let's see if I can share what I want to share so you can see some interesting articles came up, and I wanted to share what those look like with you. This is why the title is the Great Resignation real? When I was looking up info on this, I thought this was so funny. The top left that you're seeing, why the Great Resignation is greatly exaggerated. That is from Forbes, from Inc. The Great Resignation is here and it's real. God bless modern media, right? Like news media is just so funny right now to me. Because, right, which is it? Is it here or is it not? Well, I wanted to give you some stats on this. I'm going to show you some very boring looking slides, but they have good information. So just hold tight with me. I am a one-man show over here today. So it takes me a second to kind of get to everything. So here are some stats to know. 11.5 million people quit their jobs between April and June 2021. That is an insane number. But here's my thing with that. And this is where I'm always really picky on data, y'all. Anytime people say, oh, here's this big number, or here's this fact. I'm like, what was the context around that? So 11.5 million people quit their jobs. What kind of jobs were these? What industries were these in? These jobs, what did they, are they more in like, fast food, quick service? Are they in hospitality that got hit hard and people were so overworked, they're over it? What was the makeup of the people who quit their jobs? Now, no matter what, it is a huge number. What's the makeup? Then, let's see if I can do this right. Gallup did find, though, this is the more interesting number to me. Gallup found that 48% of people are seeking new opportunities. So here's what I'm seeing. I am seeing that more people, I want to close this, hold on. Stop screen. Okay, it's going to make me go back again. Sorry. I am seeing from that Gallup number, people are looking for jobs. Whether they have actually resigned or not, 48% are looking. Now, another stat I saw said 73% are looking. So if people haven't quit yet, that's not the point. The point is plenty of people are looking for work right now. Now, if you are watching live or if you are watching this on replay, either way, I don't want you to put in the comments, that's me, I'm looking for a job. But if you are a part of the Great Resignation, will you please email me? This little ticker is going to go by with my email on it. That is my email. I read those. So email me. I would love to hear your story. Why are you leaving? And what are you hoping to move to? So this is what I think is really interesting is I think a lot of people are taking this as an opportunity to go do the thing they haven't done. Go do that job that was sort of like their dream job or more fulfilling. Or I think some people are going for higher paying jobs. I think some people are going for lower paying jobs with better work-life balance. I think it's a mix. Now, basically, like the Great Resignation, I don't know if it's quite as great as we thought it was, but more people are looking than ever. And here's why. Get ready. This is the most boring slide I'm going to show you ever. Just shame on me. It's a boring slide. Hold on. So why are people leaving? Now, these are what stats found: stress and burnout. I think through COVID, we have all learned what is worth it, right? Like, is a certain job worth it? Is that toxic job worth staying? Y'all, I've had jobs where I broke a tooth because they were so bad. Not everything is worth staying. People are burnt out. People are burnt out from being at home, but ironically, also people don't want to go back to the office. There is fear of what the company is going to do next. Promises were made during COVID and then taken away, and now they're scared. What's management going to do next? Or there's dissatisfaction with the way management has done things. This next one I found interesting. People are leaving because of a lack of recognition. Y'all, I'm going to be real honest. I'm going to anger some people. Why do we think our companies need to be, how much are we wanting to be recognized? Everybody wants to be recognized. I'm not ignoring that. We all want to be recognized. But sometimes I wonder, are we wanting companies to just give us, like, is this the millennial getting a trophy just for playing the soccer game? Are we wanting to be recognized when we haven't done anything? Where's the lack of recognition? That's not to say that you shouldn't want any recognition. That's not to say companies don't want to improve or don't need to improve. But I just think it's an interesting one that is a reason why people are leaving. What I used to teach my students was, get ready. When you go into the workforce, you didn't realize that while you might not like grades, you have been getting a feedback loop for your entire life of you did something, you got feedback of how you did. You got that grade. You're going to go into work and you're going to do your work and they're not going to say anything to you. And if they don't say anything, that means you're probably doing good. So you don't get recognized all the time, or you get recognized in those like employee of the month sort of ways. Another reason people are leaving is they've really just been sheltering in place the last year. Like, people knew, ooh, I'm lucky I got a job. Similar to I did this during the recession in 2008. I wanted a new job. Hiring freezes were at every studio in LA, and I had a job and I had friends out of work, and I just went, we are just going to hang tight where we are. At least we're getting a paycheck. So people have been sheltering in place in their jobs, and now they're tired and they want to move on. And then one that I didn't put on here, and I'm not going to say the actual word because I'm a little afraid YouTube will take me down for it, but the poke, the jab, companies are mandating it. People don't want to do it for their own reasons, for their own rights and freedoms, and that's creating dissonance, and now they're having to leave, right? So that's adding to this as well. Really what it comes down to is there are a ton of reasons why people are leaving jobs. On the NBC News story I just watched, one girl was leaving because they were making her stay home, right? Their company had decided, we are a work from home company from now on. And she's like, I like the office. I need people. Other people are quitting because they know they're all being asked to return. And they're like, dang it, work from home really worked for me. So it's totally changing. Every person has their own reasons why they're wanting to switch. Now, to quit or not to quit. Here, oops. Oh, look what I did, y'all. Hold on. Hey, we're back. Okay. So to quit or not to quit, here are my thoughts for you. Whether or not the Great Resignation is technically real, you decide if you believe that number is the number. People are looking for work. Here are my thoughts. The average job search is still 6 months. So you have heard people say it's a candidate's market. It's the end of this slide. It's a candidate's market. There are more jobs than there are candidates right now, which is crazy too. It kind of doesn't make sense. Like, so wait, more people have quit, more people are looking, and yet there are more jobs to fill than ever before. Like, it should even out, and it doesn't. Yet the search still normally takes 6 months if you're looking to get into that job that you've really, really wanted. Now, you can go right now and get hired like that at a grocery store, at a quick service fast food place. I'm seeing places all over Phoenix being like, we're hiring on the spot. If we just need a job, go get a job. You can get that. But if you're looking to make that move from the company you're at, the corporation you're at, to that dream job or that new industry or just that company you really wanted to go to that's over here, the search is still 6 months. If you do not have a 6-month runway, I would probably hang tight. We'll talk about what you can do in a minute. Here's my next thing, y'all. Again, I'm going to anger some people. These next two. Will the grass be greener? There is always a fantasy of, oh, but that company over there seems a lot better. Oh, but that job over there is better. And it very well could be. I have worked at companies that are great, and I have worked at companies that are, I have worked at companies that are hard, but in departments that are awesome. And I've worked at great corporations, but in departments that are, so it just depends, right? Like it all depends. Will the grass really be greener in that new job? It's just something to think about. And then with that, are you looking for a unicorn company? If you've watched some of my videos lately, I did one recently on job posting red flags and talked about how companies are looking for unicorn candidates all the time, that diamond in the rough, that 1 in a million candidate. And what I'm seeing from some of these articles is people are looking for a company that is going to fulfill every need in their life. It's just going to do everything for them. And y'all, a company is not here to satisfy you in every way, shape, and form. Now, I want you to have a job that you are excited to show up to every day, that you get to use your skills and abilities and strengths and talents. I want that for you. But every job has things that aren't that great. Every job has something that you just don't love that much. That's how it works, right? I'm not saying, I see someone said, I don't deserve to be disrespected. I didn't say you should be disrespected. I'm just saying you need to think through, what are those key things you need in a job? And what are the things that would be nice to have, but aren't necessary? Because I believe it was on that Inc. article, the list of what people were looking for, the amount of boxes it needed to check. I mean, I know people haven't found soulmates that check that many boxes. Like they just wanted everything under the sun. And I'm really hoping that's not everyone. I'm hoping that's just maybe the people interviewed for that article. But just think, what are you really looking for in a company? Because the reverse of this, right? The reason why I'm saying really think about this is it's going to be on the next slide. You don't want to do the opposite and jump from the frying pan to the fire. Did I say that right? Or does it go the other way? Yeah, frying pan to the fire. Like sometimes we think a place is going to be great just because we've heard it's great and we haven't done any research. And it turns out that department is just as toxic as the last one. And so you want to be thinking that through. So while you're in your job, be looking at what companies look interesting to you, what departments, get to know people. And then to quit or not to quit, yes, it's a candidate's market. But from what I am seeing, hiring managers are not lowering their standards. So because they have, in fact, I would say they're raising them, because there is such a giant pool of candidates, there's so many people looking, I feel like they're almost being pickier. Like you would think they're so desperate to hire back for these positions that anyone who seems teachable and a culture fit, a personality fit, etc., they would take and let grow into that position or take those transferable skills and leverage them. Some people will. Those recruiters are out there. Those hiring managers are out there. I love those people. That is not everybody. I'm seeing that the standards are actually getting higher in some cases. And so that means that maybe we're building our skills in the off times to get going to be a better candidate 6 months from now, right? So just some things to think about. Now, one more for you. What can you do now? I would say, unless you are truly in a toxic environment or they are taking away your freedom, don't quit, but let's make a plan. Okay. That would be my rule to you. So here are my thoughts. What is your runway? Your runway is that number. What is the number you need to be able to leave? Like if it is toxic, even, I'd say, what's your runway number? What can you live on each month as bare minimum? And have you saved that? Do you have 6 months of that? If not, figure that out so we have some time in that pivot. And then be thinking about, who do you know? Who do you know? Who can you talk to? Who can you start networking with to help you get to that next place? Now, with that, what do you want to do? What are we pivoting to? What are we changing to? Are we just moving in the same industry, same department to a different company in the same industry? Are we doing same sort of work, but in a different industry? Or are we making a huge move? Some of the reasons why people are leaving right now is because they've realized life is short and they're saying, I've been putting off that thing I've always wanted to do. Let's start going for it, right? So be thinking about what you want to do and then be looking for who you know that can get you there. And then look at what are these better companies. Everyone's leaving their company, but just think, all your friends are leaving companies too, or looking to escape their company. What are the key things you need in a company to make you want to work there? And here's my thing, don't just read their culture page on their website. Go on Glassdoor, find people who work there, talk to actual people to find out what it's really like. I have had many people love the culture of a company and then get in and go, it's not what I thought it would be. It's not what they say online. It's not the right fit for me. Y'all, Google sounds like an amazing place to work. It's what I call a bright, shiny company. But when I really look at it, it doesn't fit who I am as a human being. I would probably not do great there. So don't jump from the frying pan to the fire. Make sure you're really thinking through, are these companies the right place to work for you? So those are just my thoughts. Ooh, I talked fast in 17 minutes. We went through a lot of things, but I just wanted to give you a little bit of my take on the Great Resignation. Whether it's technically real or not, people are looking for work. If you are one of those people looking for work, I want to hear your story. Email me at that email address that's going on the ticker below, because I want to hear what's going on with you. And then, let me know, what are you looking for? If you're looking to make a career change, I want to hear about that. And if you are already at the point where you've quit, you're ready to go on to the next thing, you're starting the interview, I want to make sure you know about my impressive interview kit. And so just a quick 10-second little intro to that for you. You're impressive in every step of the interview process, well, grab my impressive interview kit in the description box below. It has everything you need to be prepared and stand out to make a great impression in any interview. Okay, so if you haven't gotten that, it's a super good deal. I would go check that out. The link is in the description box below. If you have questions about resignation, about the Great Resignation, about the idea of quitting, put those in the comments. It seems to be taking a second for them to catch up for me. So I'm going to scroll back up and see if I missed anything important, but feel free to leave those below. I'll answer questions on that. We'll see how it goes. And again, I'm not saying stay in a super toxic job. I have quit one job and I quit one job for massive toxicity. And another, thank God it was a contract job, but it was like, bye, the second that contract was over. So I understand that, but if it's just dissatisfaction, I would really be creating a plan, okay? If you're losing your freedoms, you don't want to get the poke, leave. If you are in a place where you can't get out of bed because it's so toxic, maybe it's time to leave. But if it's just, I want to advance, there's no room for growth here, I think there's better out there, I want to do something different, let's make a plan. And I want to find ways to help you with that. So if there are questions, I will take those now. I'll give it another couple of seconds. But if not, we will end here today. I'm going to try and do more lives. If you were here live, thank you for being with me. And if you're catching this on the replay, I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments. What do I want you to let me know? Let me know what else you'd like me to do a live on. I think they're just a little bit different, a little more off the cuff. And email me, whether you're seeing this live or on the replay, email me. I would love to talk more. How do I feel about paid recruiters? What do you mean by that? This is one of the questions. 21, I'm not even gonna try on that. Paid recruiters, do you mean like staffing agencies? Because somebody who's getting paid to recruit from the company, like what people used to call headhunters, but that's just a term we don't use anymore. I think it's fine. I think they often will help you with advice. They will, what do I want to say? Let me put it this way. I don't think you should be paying a recruiter. That's not ethical. They should be getting paid by the company when they fill the position. So that would be my deal. Career coaches who say that they'll like get you interviews, that I wouldn't, or I don't know how to say that. I'm not saying that right. Like, I've had people tell me that they've talked to coaches who have said, we will, pay me these thousands of dollars and I will get you interviews at this company or connect you to this network. That I think is a little sketchy. And that's a similar thing. A recruiter that works on behalf of the candidate. So recruiters should be working on behalf of the candidate and the company. So again, I don't think a candidate should be paying a recruiter. The recruiter will get paid when they get the right candidate in the right role. Doesn't mean you shouldn't meet as many of them as possible from different recruiting agencies and staffing agencies, because they're trying to look for the right place. It's similar to a real estate agent, right? Like, you don't pay a real estate agent. They get paid when they sell you a house, right? When they help you find that place you're looking for. So that's something I would be thinking about. If there are no other questions, because I've given it some time, we are going to end there. Thank you for joining me if you were here live. If you watched the replay, thanks for sticking with it. And I will see you all soon in the next video. Bye.